In a world full of podcasts, you have choices. Make yours count. Don't miss out. Tech Pop Boom. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another fantabulous episode of Tech Pop Boom with your hosts, Scott and Brandon. This is not Brandon.
And this is not Scott.
Hey, we are back. Season 2, Episode 2. This is actually Episode 22. And this is going to get very confusing, but whatever. It is what it is.
Well, I thought about seasons and seasons, it's a shows. Like, season 1, season 2, like TV, like Netflix.
Yeah.
So.
I think it sounded... I guess it might be... It sounds like it's... Because we've done 22 episodes of this. It's kind of cool to say, hey, this is episode 22, but when we say this is our second episode, it sounds like, we've only done 2, but whatever. It is what it is. It's season 2, episode 2 of Tech Pop Boom. On today's episode, we're going to talk about something new and exciting in the world of Tech Pop Boom. We're going to talk about the shows that we've been watching, maybe a possible couple movies we've been watching. Brandon has some Tech Pop Boom news, and we're going to talk about, whatever's on our mind, whatever tickles our fancy. And damn it, my fancy needs to be tickled. So let's start this damn show. All right, guys. Brandon, what the hell have you been up to? We haven't talked for 2 months, and then we got together 2 weeks ago and did the first episode, and I had fun. So what have you been up to since then?
Oh, not much at all. It's been the normal. I worked on our website.
Yeah, you know what? Let me just stop you, because I got to tell you, I was very, very impressed by what you did with that website. Honestly and truly, I thought you did a really, really cool job. And let's just take a moment to tell everybody to please check out our website at www.techpopboom.com. Brandon, I thought you did a great job, and you really need a pat on the back. Please
Oh,
continue.
well, thank you. I worked on our website. The other one I thought was limited because of what service I had. I was only paying $1 a month, but and so you only could do so many pages. And so when I switched to the new service, I did go to school and I did learn HTML, well, the old one, and so I had to pull out my book, and and they have the editing where you use the as you go thing, but pull out my book and then the CSS and HTML5, and I said, okay, I'm gonna do a website how I would do a website if I could. Plus, I didn't think that we'd get to episode 22. I thought you'd have gotten bored with it and said, you know what? Okay, let's not do any more. So I wasn't working. And now that we are into the second season, I call it. Now I said, before I wanted to see if I could do a podcast. And now I want to see if we can do a good podcast.
Well,
so
let's not keep our fingers crossed on that one.
Yeah, I want to see that because
it's a miracle we've gotten this far.
Yeah, we got this far. Yes. So yes, you want to check it out. It has all the previous shows, is on one tab. And you can actually listen to all of them, each and every single one of them. You can just click on it. The other one, it has the season 2 shows. It's totally cool. It has all our links and everything on it, just like before, but looks just much nicer. So
it has our Facebook feed is in there. We have links to everything. We have links to our YouTube page, Google Plus page, iTunes, everything you need to know, or everything is on there. Again, like Brandon said, all of the show notes for every show we've done. And plus, it just looks really cool. It's visually exciting, if I dare to say.
Yes.
It's not going to be, I don't know, like Yahoo Tech or anything like that. But hey, for a couple of guys talking about tech in their basement, I thought it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, and we got a new logo thanks to Scott. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Again, nothing fancy. I mean, we needed something new, and it's nothing fancy. I was sitting downstairs watching TV with my son, and I have a CD rack in my basement full of. I have more CDs than what I take a picture of, but anyways, I just took out my iPhone, took a quick picture of my CD rack, and threw a a logo on top of it and said, "Hey, how does this look?" And as much as I like it, we're not seeing that picture. It almost makes it seem like we're a music podcast, and we do talk about music, but we're more of like tech and uh, TV movies. But again, I didn't know what tech to take. And I just said, I'm taking a picture of this. If Brandon likes it, we're going to use it.
I
And that's kind
liked
of what
it.
we did.
I
No,
actually I
I like
liked
it
it
too.
because I thought about it because you text me right with that picture at the perfect time because I was sitting there going, what am I going to do? What am I what can we do for a logo? And I'm looking around here going, it's too bad I don't have a wall of DVDs or something like that. And then you text me that picture and I'm going, "Oh my God." I think I
Actually,
wrote,
and you know
"Oh
what?
my God, that's
That would have
exactly what I was
been.
thinking."
Do you have DVDs at your house? A lot
Well,
of
I
DVD
used to have
movies?
a wall of DVDs, but not anymore because they're all in a box somewhere. So I'd have to go over someone's house who has maybe somebody who has a ton of DVDs on a wall or something. I don't know who has one, and take a picture
That
of
actually
that.
might be a good idea. You wouldn't even have to put them on like a rack or anything. Just like maybe lay a bunch of them all over the floor. Because I have a lot of
Yeah.
DVDs, but they're all cartoons from my son's TV shows, and it would be more like of a people think we're a kids podcast.
Yes. We're nowhere
And we
near a
can do
kid.
that. We can do an entire hour on kids programming if someone is interested in that.
I
But
know. Well,
I think you would probably fall asleep during that episode.
I wouldn't know what to talk about.
Yeah.
Amazing Dora. I mean, what's her? What's the?
Amazing Dora.
Yeah. What? Wait. What? The
Dora the Explorer.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, Dora the Explorer. I mean, I
Um,
guess I could get into that.
Speaking of kids programming, for anyone who has kids and who was young at one point, which I think all of us at one point were young. I'm not sure, maybe you weren't.
Oh,
When I was a kid, I'm kidding.
oh,
When I was younger, there was a show called HR Puff and Stuff. Do you remember that, Brendan?
no, maybe might be before my time. H&R Puff
Oh
and
my
stuff.
God! I'm old then. If you don't remember HR Puff and Stuff, anyways, there is a show. No one's going to be interested in this, but whatever. I don't care. There's a show on Nick Jr. I think Puff. What the hell is it called? Oh my. Anyways, no one's gonna care anyways. But anyways, they had HR Puff and Stuff is on this show. Mutton Stuff. I think it's called Mutton Stuff. And anyway, H&R Puff and Stuff. The guys who did H&R Puff and Stuff also do this show and H&R Puff and Stuff. They had him on the show, and it was really cool because it just really brought me back to being a kid again. A lot of these shows I watch, because he likes it and makes him happy, quiets him down. So I watch it, and it was kind of neat to see something he likes and something I like. So
See,
for what it's worth,
I remember like Inspector Gadget and Care
yeah,
Bears
yeah.
and
Inspector Gadget has been, I guess, rebooted as a new Inspector Gadget on, I think it's Netflix, if I'm not mistaken.
really.
Because
I mean, is it?
the original Inspector Gadget, the guy who did the voice was the guy from Get Smart,
Yeah, smart. Yeah.
um, Don, Don Adams. But Don Adams obviously passed away, so you can definitely tell the difference between the voice. But we watched a few of them, him and I, but he didn't really get into it.
Okay.
So from what I watched, it looked pretty neat. But
Now I might go watch
anyways,
those.
no, you're not. So anyways, we can move away from the children's viewing. We can
Oh, okay,
talk
Yeah,
about
since I don't have kids to watch those shows. I mean, unless I watch them myself.
So again, the new website, you
Yep,
did a great job. Please, everyone, check out the new website,
yep.
and all the ways to support us are on that site. And if you can just our actual Facebook feed is on that site as well
Oh,
as a link to Facebook. So
you know
that's
what?
the.
Let me ask you a question about this since we're on our website.
All right.
Um, what do you think about advertising? We hate advertising, don't we? I actually thought about, how the websites have the advertising on every single one that has like, and through.
I don't like advertising, but if it would help you out, help us out financially, or if it would pay for something, or I mean, if you're putting advertising, if advertising is going to be on the website just to put it up there, then no. But if it's going to help us in some way, then obviously that's something to consider.
Okay, I might consider that. Only I was just thinking because I'm like, I mean, I hate advertising who do videos. And like you click on the website and you're trying to read the article and a video all of a
Oh, I
sudden
hate
plays
that.
in the background.
Oh, if that's the case, unless they're paying you good money, do not do it.
I hate that because
I do too.
I mean, I have to go and mute my tab every single time. And sometimes I'm in the middle of article
Yeah.
and then or advertising. Oh, I should call it intrusive advertising. I hate that. So if I
Yep.
have to
I
do
agree.
that, if I have to do that or whatever, I don't think I'm gonna do advertising. If it's a little small banner on the side, I was considering. I just thought, since we talked about advertising before and how we always sit there and have our DVRs and we pass through that. I don't know how you would you feel if our website had advertising on it or not. So
Well, again,
um,
if it's helping out in some way, then yeah, sure.
okay.
But if it's not, if it's just if you're
They're
putting it there,
just
just put it
there,
there, then
yeah, then forget it.
yeah,
Okay, cool,
yeah.
cool, cool. Okay, well, do you want to start the Netflix on what you watched?
Sure. I was just working on the show notes as you were talking.
Okay, okay, okay.
Um,
Or I can
you,
start.
you no, well, you posted something. Let's say that to the end because well, we'll get to that. Let's say that one for the end, the one that you posted.
Okay.
Uh, but have you started watching Shameless?
Yes, I did watch
Oh,
Shameless.
I have. Are you caught up with it or no?
I'm only missed up. I didn't watch this last one. So I don't. The very last, the newest one. So I was gonna watch that after our podcast actually.
Yeah, I
So
thought it was great. I thought they did a great job this season so far. It's so funny. I love it.
so
Great
far,
show.
yeah, yes. You know what? Like I said in the last one, I haven't seen a bad show yet. A bad season yet. Like
Hmm.
where I've said,
Hmm.
"Oh, that sucks," oh, then whatever. But yes, I
Right.
actually no, I started watching the minute I got off and said, "Oh shoot, I didn't know there was a Shameless." So yeah,
Right.
I'm what I'm doing is I should just let them. Usually I let them collect, like I let them go like three or four, and then power watch it, and then
Yeah.
get caught up, and then let three or four more and power up, and and all that since they're not on Netflix or whatever. But I kind of liked it. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah. That episode or the next episode is tomorrow.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
We're
yeah,
we're recording this on a Saturday, so the new episode is tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to that.
yes, yes. I'm looking forward to that.
There is a new show on HBO, which I wouldn't imagine you'd be interested in, but maybe you are. Do you have HBO?
Yeah.
Have you heard of the show called Vinyl?
No, I mean, yes, I've seen the previews for it, but
Hmm.
it's a Martin Scorsese. How you say his last name?
Martin Scorsese.
Scorsese. That's it. It's his show, right?
I believe, yeah, he's involved. I want to say, I don't know if he wrote it or directed it. He's involved in it. I think Mick Jagger from the Rolling Stones was involved with it. I was really, I shouldn't say was, when I said the previews for it, God, forever ago, and I just thought, oh, this is definitely something I'd be interested in. It's like a record executive from the '70s who works for this record label. I don't know if he's the owner of this record label, and he has all these big artists like Led Zeppelin, but they have actors playing the guys in Led Zeppelin, and other you know cool rock bands and stuff, and basically drugs and it just looked cool. But after watching the debut episode, I think it was about a 2 hour episode. I wasn't really all that wowed, and I don't really think it got all that great of reviews. I'm going to continue to watch it because again, I love music, and it didn't ruin it. I didn't, after seeing, it, I didn't say, well, this is terrible. I'm not going to watch it. But I expected better. I did. I really expected this show to be better than what it seemed to be so far. It seemed to be like, well, if this is what they're trying to get across, why didn't they do it in a better way, kind of a thing? One of the final scenes of the episode, I just thought, what? You know? So this part, I definitely think that they should have done a better job with it. And I got to say, I was maybe a little disappointed, but I will continue to watch in hopes that it will get better.
Um, it is it like a mini series or is it like a full like 13 episodes?
Well, I would imagine it's going to be 13 episodes.
Okay, okay. So you're only on
Yes,
one.
yeah.
They just started this then.
Yeah, it just started. Well, again, we're recording. What's today's date? February 19th.
Yeah.
Yeah, so February 19th, the debut episode started last Sunday. Last Sunday was a crazy day for TV because you had Shameless,
Yeah.
you had Vinyl started, The Walking Dead came back,
Mm.
and well, no, maybe it was those three. And then I thought maybe the Grammy Award. No, that was the next day. The Grammy
Yeah.
Awards, and then Better Call Saul came out last Monday.
You know what? I gotta watch the. You know what? I gotta watch season. You know. Okay, I gotta put that on my list right now. Better Call Saul
Oh
will be my
yeah,
next one after I watch. What?
absolutely. Because last week's episode was episode 1 of season 2. It was very good. If you've watched The Walking Dead, not Brad The Walking Dead, if you've watched all the Breaking Bad, which you have, you got to watch Better Call Saul, Brandon. You're gonna love it, and start
Okay.
recording them. Start recording because you only missed one episode. So if it's possible, go back and record last week's Better Call Saul because that's not on Netflix.
It's not on
You're
the
gonna want to
app.
watch it.
You can't get it on the AM. Oh wait, it's AMC, right? You
What
can't get it on the
what
AMC
what,
app.
I don't know. I'm just saying
Okay.
find the first episode of season 2. It's got to be available somewhere. I saw it on my cable, so I mean, it's got to be available on demand or something. So find
Okay.
it and save it. But obviously, watch the first season first. I think it's only 12 or 13 episodes, and you'll
Okay.
love it. It's great. It's really good. So Better Call Saul started a great start to that show.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Um, and then also, I went and saw the movie Deadpool last weekend, and
Hmm.
I thought it was awesome. I thought it was great. I wanted it to be good. Deadpool he's a superhero type guy from Marvel Comics, and this wasn't your typical Marvel comic type of movie. It was rated R, which I believe I don't know if there's any. I think there was some sort of articles going around that whether there was some concern about a rated R superhero movie.
Yeah, yeah, and it beat it's the highest in like so like almost like 10 years or 20 years that it's made the most rated R movie, most money.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
right, exactly. And it didn't take itself too seriously. It made a lot of jokes. The guy who plays Deadpool is do you remember the actor's name, Brandon?
oh, no, I can't
I,
remember.
I'm
Yeah,
I'm not good with names, but the guy who played Deadpool also played the Green Lantern or the Green
oh, Ryan
I can't
Reynolds.
not the Green Lantern, but the Green Arrow, or maybe
Wait,
it's the Green Lantern. Ryan Reynolds,
Ryan
right?
Reynolds. Yeah.
And he made jokes in the movie as Deadpool. He made jokes about how the Green Lantern was. He poked fun at himself for the Green Lantern, and again, take nothing too seriously. Deadpool is the type of character who, throughout circumstances that they explain in the movie, he basically can't die. You
Hmm.
can't kill this guy. And he wears his costume to cover up his deformed face, which again they explain in the movie. It is just really funny. It's got a lot of action in it. It's a great. I love superhero movies anyway, but man, they're even better when they're good. And this is good and it's funny, and I really recommend it. Deadpool, if you like superhero movies, if you just like summer type of popcorn eat 'em up movies, this was a great one. I love the movie Deadpool a lot. And also, I would like to take this opportunity to tell you, Brandon, shame on you because I know you haven't seen the new Star Wars
Well, you're right. I have not. But I want to tell you something.
yet. See?
I want to tell you something though about that. I am gonna go see it tomorrow. I think, or not tomorrow, but either Sunday or Monday or one of those on my week of vacation because I am gonna go see it. I'm gonna make a point to stop and if it's still
You have
playing
to. You have
and
to.
see Star Wars. So the next one
Do
I'll
you
let you
know of
know.
any of this? Do you know any spoilers for that movie? Have you heard anything?
No, I don't know except for
Oh,
what you told me.
that's amazing.
I
Did I
I've
give you spoilers?
No, I mean you didn't give me spoilers. You kind of
Oh,
in the
I just
yeah, you kind
I
of just
I
told me.
shamed you. I shamed you,
Y- y-
shaming you for not going to see
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. You shaved me, and then you kind of said, "Well, it's the and I was just asking you things. So only from what you said, I don't know anything about it. I'm walking in here.
Well, I will go back. I will go back and repeat and echo my statements from the last
Okay,
episode.
go ahead.
Again, and I listened to last week's episode and I thought, you know what, Scott, you're right. Those were words of wisdom.
Words of wisdom.
The new Star Wars movie is great. It's fun. It's like I said last week. It's a huge party. Everyone's talking about it. Everyone's having a great time. It's innocent. It takes you away from a stressful, shitty world with politics that's going on right now, and it's just fun. You go into this movie and it's easy to follow. And it's Star Wars. For the love of God, someone who loves sci-fi as much as you do, and you're purposely going out of your way not to see it, just for the
No,
simple fact to say, you know what, I didn't see it yet,
I'm not
and you
personally.
shouldn't do. You are. Don't lie. You're full
I'm
of
not.
shit.
I'm
You're
not.
not going to see it because you're trying to make a point. Well, screw that point. Take the money, get in the car, and go see Star Wars. Everyone you know has seen this movie,
Yes.
and as much of a sci-fi fan as you are, you should be going to see it too.
Everyone I know has seen it, but
It's
I,
it's
I,
it's, it's a huge party, and you should be going to the party and enjoying yourself
yeah, but you know what?
instead of
Speaking of
sitting at home.
yeah, but I'm showing to the party up late, 'cause just in case, the party is not good or there's not a lot of people
It's a
there.
great party. It's a great party. It's died down now, so you probably missed
Yeah, I
you missed
probably will get
most
a
of the
good
fun.
seat.
But
I'll probably get a good seat now. It probably won't be sold out like
hmm
before. I'll be shocked if there's a ton of people still there.
go
Like
see Star Wars.
I
Send
will.
all your hate mail to Brandon, telling him what a weirdo he is for not going to see the
Yeah,
new Star
Brandon
Wars movie.
at techpopboom.com if you want to send me an email. Okay.
hmm
So, but I will go see it. So the next podcast we will be
No, you
talking
won't.
about Star. Yes, yes, I will.
No,
Yes,
no,
I
you
will.
won't.
I'm
No,
saying it
you're
right now.
lying.
You can pull this podcast
No.
out, okay? And I will say I am going to watch. I am going to see this movie, okay? Regardless, I don't care. Sometime this week I'm going. Okay.
hmm I'll believe it when I see it.
Okay. Deal. 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 So
Okay, the
you can
next
pull.
one, we talked about Shameless, we talked about Vinyl, we talked about Deadpool. You mentioned a show on here. Talk about the show that you posted.
Okay. You mean Love on Netflix?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Didn't that start today?
you just started today. Yes, I
Okay.
over our like break between seasons. This actually was the article that came out about this show, and
hmm
I was like, okay, okay, oh wow, this is interesting, and I would have said it on our podcast, but we were off. So I watched it today. I'm on episode number 7, and I have to
Oh
tell
my
you, Scott.
God.
Yeah, I did.
Jesus, I haven't even watched a second of it.
Yes, I'm on 7.
And you watched 7 hours of this show, and
Yes,
I haven't
yes.
seen
I
anything.
basically I started at like 3 in the morning, and I didn't stop until 12 o'clock in the afternoon, saying, "Okay, I need to go to bed." Since
Okay,
I
so
work
is it
nights or
good?
whatever.
I mean, is it a good show?
It is really okay. If I had wrote a show, this is what I would have written. I'm going to tell you that right now. That's how because I can
Is
relate
it a
to
is it a good thing or a bad thing?
it's a good thing. Um, so okay. Remember, it's kind of like how can I say it without you will know what I'm talking about, but no, everybody else won't. Remember Love for Losers? Remember your idea, your original idea, about
Yes, I
having
do.
about two losers who can't find love, or they're like in between, like kind of trying to find someone that they can relate to.
Well, let's since you meant that's since you're talking about it a long time ago. I don't know how it originally got started. I thought I wrote a story, but I don't know why I'd written it. I don't know if we were talking about
Yeah, we were talking about it.
you were talking about
Writing
you
a
were talking
story.
about writing a story or doing something.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I had written a story and I had whatever. So you've been writing this book based on a story that I had written, and the story is called Love for Losers.
Yes.
The premise is two people, two uh, how would you say it? Not normal people, not typical Hollywood type uh, pretty people. They're just everyday, fat guy, whatever, just blah, middle neighbor next door, whatever type of people. Actually, the one guy is, but the other girl, the guy's just a blah fat guy, and then anyways, the premise is two people you wouldn't expect to fall in love that do.
They do. This one is not the hot, pretty, or not the big, but it's the nerdy guy and the girl who has a whole bunch of problems. And I'm gonna end it right there because I don't want you to not watch this because I don't want to spoil
Well,
anything.
the one reason I wanted to see it is because it has the one girl from the TV show Community, and I
Oh
like her. I
yeah,
like Community, so she was in Community, and also it was the guy who directed it or wrote it. What's his name?
oh, it's Judd Apatow. How do you say his
Yes,
last name?
Judd Apatow. He was
Apatow, yeah.
involved in. He did a lot of great movies. So for those two alone, I definitely want to see. I saw the previews and I wasn't blown away, but just knowing that it's a Judge Apatow and it's a Judd Apatow and the girl from
And
Communities
she
in
was
that,
also
that's
in
enough for me to
Girls
want to
too.
check it out.
She was also in
She's
Girls too.
in that girls and girls.
Yes, she was in
I
Girls,
didn't
like
know
the last
how.
season.
Oh, how disappointing is that? I hate that show, Girls. I hate
I
it.
know you hate it, but I like it. I
Mm.
don't know. I think it's just I don't know. It's the dry sense of humor I like. It's not about it's that she. I just like that sense of humor. I don't know. It cracks me up a little bit,
Hmm.
but yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. She's in the last season of that. So
Well, I tell you what, I am gonna as soon as this podcast is done, I want to at least watch the first episode of that show,
okay,
Love,
okay,
to see if
okay.
it's any good.
Yeah, the
And
girl.
I'm still, I think I'm in season 4 of Breaking Bad. I'm rewatching it, and man, I'm just loving it. I'm really loving it a lot.
Oh, again? I mean, how many times have you watched the show?
Well, I'm still continuing. I mean, the last time we did it, I think I was on season 3. I'm down to season 4, and
Wow.
it's it's one of those things that you want to watch something and you've seen everything else, so why not rewatch something that's epic and great? And that's what I'm doing, and it's like, wow, man, this show is still just as good as I remember it.
Yeah, I did that with Star Trek Voyager. I watched the whole thing again. Yeah, and they're in Star Trek: The Next Generation since now that it's on
Mm-hmm.
Netflix and okay, all the Star Treks. I'll just say that. Okay, okay, there we go. Okay, I got that out. Go ahead.
Hmm.
But yes,
Star Trek.
yes, but you have to see this guy because so far I think I could. I don't know. Maybe I can relate to Gus, especially the part in not season, but episode 4 or 3, where he's typing the
Hmm.
text. She gives him the number. Okay, of course, and I won't tell you how she gets the number. He gets the number, but so he goes and he typed the text and he says something quirky. He says what he originally wants to say. And then he goes and deletes it. Okay, then later in the episode he decides to type something else, not as quirky but a little long. So he goes and deletes that. And then maybe like at maybe the end of the episode, he finally types, "What's up? How are you?" Question mark sent. And I'm like, oh my god, I do that same thing where I won't put originally what I do, delete,
Right,
and
right,
then put
right, right.
everything, put the next.
Right.
It's very, I mean, it's very cool. I haven't finished it yet, so in the next, I will tell you whether
Okay.
it's really, really good. So far, I like it, so I'm gonna go there. Okay.
All right. Love. And you also mentioned The Walking Dead.
Yes, I finally watched. I watched it with everyone else now.
Yeah.
What did you
Yeah, I
think?
love that show.
What did you think?
Oh, I thought it was great. Man, it was great. It started off tons of action. Everyone is all together on kicking ass because they know they have to work as a team. And you know what? It's only going to get better. Um, there is a scene earlier on in the episode where Daryl and the two other people were in a big gasoline truck or something like that,
Yeah.
and they get stopped by a bunch of motorcycle guys.
Yes.
And then those motorcycle guys are kind of harassing them, saying, "Well, hand over your guns," because Negan, I talked about in the
Yeah, you're
last
talking about
episode,
yeah.
Negan basically takes half of everything or whatever. And the one, they got in this big tub, this big tiff, whatever. So the one guy takes Daryl, and they go to the back of the truck, and Daryl takes out that bazooka, and basically
Yep.
the motorcycle guys are getting ready to
Kill him.
kill him, but
Yeah.
before they can, Daryl does something and what you think is going to happen doesn't happen. Something really cool happens. But in that scene, if you may have read this online, if you look very closely in the background, and it's very small, a car pulls up in the distance, and like when that when Daryl does what he does, I don't
Yeah,
want to give anything away.
yeah.
In the distance, if you look, and you have to look very closely, a car pulls up, almost like he he watched just as Daryl did what he did.
Oh,
So what they're saying is that may have been Negan in that car, because in the comic book I told you that Negan killed Glenn.
yeah.
Well, now Negan has a reason to kill Daryl. If
Interesting.
that if that was in fact Negan in that car, which who else could it have been?
Now I read that that was an accident.
It may have been. It may have been.
That
I
that
don't know.
was that was not intended to be there, and now they're saying, hey, well, yeah, to cover it up. I read
Right.
that too, but that would be amazing because when if you had not explained to me in the last podcast who Negan was, I wouldn't have been just like, oh
Yeah.
my god, okay, now I get it, because I wouldn't have gotten who he was. I'd been like, okay, who the hell is this dude? But I'm glad you
Yeah.
did
Yeah.
explain who he was before
He
we
he
saw it.
is awful. He is so awful. And I hope they make him on the show as awful as he was in the book, because in the book, as a matter of fact, if you even read it, I guess I'll have to tell you offline because I don't want to talk about work on this podcast.
Okay,
But if you're interested, someone at work has the books, and I have one of the books on my desk,
okay.
and you can look at it and you can read about all about Negan. He's all in the book that's on my desk if that's something you're interested in.
Okay, okay. I'll have to. Yeah, I might take a browse through that. No, no. You know what? I don't
Yeah.
want to be spoiled. Take that back. I don't want to be spoiled because right now I kind of going from not knowing anything to
Hmm.
knowing. Um, I kind of like not knowing what's
Well,
gonna happen in the
a lot of
future.
times, what happens in the book doesn't always happen on the show. A lot of times, it's like the governor, in my opinion, wasn't half as bad on the show as he was in the book. In the book, he was really bad. Uh, but in the book, to me, it just wasn't the same at all. To me, they did a really lousy job with the governor on the show. I wasn't happy with him.
Okay.
I thought he was much better in the book. But
Mu- Maybe
whatever.
maybe if it was like on HBO, they could have.
Maybe. I think they definitely need HBO for Negan, because I don't know how they're going to portray this guy on AMC, because this guy every other word was F, and sexual stuff that he talks about, and oh, it's bad. He's bad. He's a bad one. Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's The Walking Dead. Get ready, because it's going to be a great season.
Oh, I can no. I now it's kind of weird watching it with everyone else. I was so used to
It's
power
fun.
watching it that I'm thinking about collecting the episodes like I do with Shameless, and then just going and watching like three or four waiting. It just and plus I watched it on the app too, so and with tons of commercials. So I was like, that's not what I'm used to either.
Hmm. Hmm.
I'm not used to the
Hmm.
commercials, so okay. Do you have anything else you were um
Uh,
on
I
Netflix?
no. Let's get going on the tech news, because I want to hear what you have to say about what I added towards the bottom.
Oh, you mean the uh um the letting Apple FCC rules can get cable through Apple, Google, and Amazon Android? You mean that
Yeah,
one?
yeah. So, well, do you want to start with that one,
Well,
or
I'll start with
how do you
that
want
one.
to do it?
Yeah, because I actually when I
So
actually knew
basically,
about that. But go ahead.
okay. So what this is I don't know a lot about it, so you can make it more clear for me. There's a big to do about the FCC getting involved, and giving consumers a choice to not have to use the cable box. But they also mentioned in an article that I read, where instead of going through your cable company, and having to rent this box for $5 a month or more in some cases.
More.
Um, yeah, it's probably a lot more. then they're going to give you choices like you could get cable through a Roku box or an Apple TV box or an Amazon box. And I thought, holy shit, that's a great idea. I wouldn't have to go to White Up and West. I wouldn't have to go to Comcast.
No.
I would love just to get my cable through a Roku. That would be that's so. Go from tell me what you know.
Okay.
I thought that was
So,
really cool.
I posted this during our break about the FCC wanting to. The reason why they want to do this is because right now for internet, you can buy your own cable modem and put it in. And even though, like I have Comcast won't support it. I don't have to pay their $5. Well, I think it's $7 fee, but I can get any modem I want. So the FCC has finally said, wait, how come you can't do that with your cable box? Because you cannot go out to Best Buy or wherever and get a cable box and put it in. You have to put their cable box, and it's a monopoly on that. And they're saying, wait, you should be able to go to TiVo or go buy whatever box you want and put it in if you don't want to pay their fee. Yeah, they like the cable modem. I can go get a router or whatever from them, but if I choose not to, I have that choice. So they're in war right now with them. But when I saw this article, I was like, yeah, I kind of knew that they were going to do it because these are the people who are fighting for that. These are the people who are saying, hey, look, we would like to provide cable. Why should they have a monopoly on the box? They already have a monopoly.
So how would you watch cable TV without having that box? Don't you need a box? I mean, I know you don't need a box, but if you want the guide or DVR, all that kind of stuff, you need a box.
It's already digital. See, that's the thing is that right now your box is a digital box. There is no analog. It's a digital signal. All they'd have to do is Apple would just program it, and the signal would go through their Apple TV, and you'd have an Apple menu, an Apple whatever, and Apple can do it because right now, and this is what everyone in the tech industry is saying, is that okay. The same box that was made in 2006 is the same box that's in 2016. Cable has not budged
Updated.
a bit. Up with their boxes a bit. It's still the same features, still the same everything. So as you know, cell phones in 2006 were BlackBerries. Look at cell phones now in 2016. They're way off. So the reason why the FCC is probably getting into this is my opinion, is because they look at this and they say TV should be way further than what they are. Get them out of the whole entire box market, put some competition in there, and then maybe things would be 10 times better than they are now. There's no reason why a cable company should have a monopoly on the box that you have and then charge you for it for a crappy box, when that box can do a lot more. They're just not interested in updating it, like putting a TiVo in it or whatever. They'll do little things like DVR or whatever, but no, that's the reason for it is just because they lag behind.
Any time frame? I'm sorry, is there any time frame on this as far as when it's going to happen?
No, they probably, trust me, they're going to fight it. It's probably there's no time frame on it. They're just talking about it.
I love that idea. I think it's great.
Oh, I loved it when I saw it. I was like, oh, that's exactly what they need. But yeah, he put a tweet out. Tom Wheeler, he's the head of FCC. They're looking into it. So it's called Unlock Your Box.
Very, very cool. Yeah, awesome. What else you got, Brandon?
So what else I got? Well, so how do you feel about the FBI wanting Apple to unlock iPhones and to encrypt them so they can see information in it?
Why do they need to do that for?
Well, okay, so this San Bernardino shooting is what happened, is that they got this guy's iPhone, okay? And then right now, it has a passcode. And what happens is the FBI doesn't want them to uncrypt the phone, because right now the iPhone is 128-bit, I think, encrypted. I think I forgot what it is. It's like maybe it is 128-bit encrypted iPhone, and that if you put in so many passcodes into the screen, it wipes the entire phone.
Exactly. Right.
And it won't. Yeah. And you can't get the information back anymore. So Apple or the FBI wants them to make a app so they can go past that feature, and Apple is refusing to do it. They say no, we're not in the business of unlocking people's phones. And so far, a judge has ordered them to help Apple crack their phone. Now, Tim Cook is like, no, I'm not going to do it, and here's why: a backdoor is a very bad thing to have in software. Well, let me give you an example. If everyone knew what the back door was, or knew it had a back door, you know how many hackers would be trying to hack their software?
Right,
I
right,
mean,
yeah.
that is like their most, like, okay, what happened is when the whole entire government spy Snowden case thing happened, a lot of tech manufacturers locked and encrypt their phone. Android's encrypted too. I mean, I don't know how much, but Android encrypted. iPhone really encrypted it, and they encrypt everything. The iMessages, and basically threw away the key and says we don't have the key. We're done. We
Yeah,
don't have you can't break it. They can't break it. We can't break it. No one can break this other than the person who has the passcode. So it's just that you know what? To go back to it, I'm kind of on Apple's side on this. I'm sorry, but
look at you.
I
Yeah,
was shocked by I'd say this, and it's hard for me to say this, but I'm on Tim Cook's side because if anyone knows that there's a back door there, it's yeah, everybody's gonna try to hack anybody's phone. And even
sure, yeah.
Even if the FBI does get and unlock or get the code and they do help him out or whatever, and they do unlock this guy's phone, what stops anybody else from unlocking anyone else's phone? So basically, you don't
Yeah,
have a
sure,
safe
yeah.
software. And then on top of that, Apple has a lot to lose in this. They also have a lot to lose when it comes to because they're a worldwide phone, and now they know that if one government can unlock the phones, then the other government may not like that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you have a lot to answer to. So yeah, they have a lot, and I think Microsoft is behind them too. I think I posted that on Tech Pop Boom too about Microsoft is supporting the Apple FBI battle. So you can read that. That's on there. So it's pretty interesting. But I wanted to know how you felt about it.
I don't know. I don't know.
Do you
I don't
want
know
the
enough about it.
would you care if the FBI had the code to unlock your phone at any time?
Well, I guess it. Well,
And
it's
none
like
of,
you said. I think on one hand, on a situation like this where some asshole goes and murders innocent people, and his phone may have some sort of answer, or in some way may help, in some way fix whatever. If I can understand them, getting the information from the phone, but again, once that option is available to get into someone's locked phone, it's just a matter of time before that information is, taken by some other idiot, and anyone can start unlocking phones.
right.
Once that information is out there and how to do it, other people are going to take that and are going to use that and, for the wrong reasons. So I
You're
don't know. I'm.
torn. You're torn, huh? You're like, yeah, okay, yeah,
It's
they should, but then no, then my stuff is not safe. You're torn between.
right, right, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
If I had an iPhone, I'd be torn a little bit, but I'm on Tim. I think I'm on Tim Cook's side on this a little bit, only because they're. I don't know. Yeah, I'm torn too. I think that's where I'm at. I'm torn. So on my next story, since we're talking about cable,
Hmm,
Comcast
hmm.
begs Atlanta customers from not switching to Google Fiber.
Yeah, that's funny. If I had Google Fiber available, I'd say screw you, Xfinity.
Yes, I would. But okay, so the whole story about this is same thing here. I would be on Google Fiber right now if it was up here too.
Hell
Hell yeah,
yes.
it's 1 gigabit service. They offer and for
Yeah,
almost the same price as Comcast's 25 megabits. Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah. Heck yeah.
on top of that, what happened is they in Atlanta we don't I don't have a cap, but they instituted a cap of I think it's 200 gigabits and after that cap, they charge you $10, $20, whatever. I forgot what it is really, but now Google Fiber just turned on their lines. Now, what do you think would happen if Google comes into your neighborhood and says, "Look, what we'll put the lines in, and there's no cap, and it's 10 times faster than what you have now." What do you think you're going to do? Your ass is going to be
You
on the
had me.
phone.
You had me at 10 times faster.
Yeah, and you had me at unlimited, uncapped data.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that people are
Uh,
leaving in droves. And what do you
well,
expect? You know?
Comcast is such a shitty company. They have terrible customer service. They nickel and dime you on everything. Screw Comcast.
That's what they're actually all saying. It's because of screw them. We're gonna leave, and so now they're kind of have this whole flyer of stuff that's kind of not true, and Google's kind of coming back and saying, well, of course you can't get a gigabit over wireless internet because wireless internet doesn't go that fast, even though not yet, but when you hook it up,
Mm,
it's a gigabit, and stuff like that.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I just thought it was interesting to put on Tech Pop Boom. The other one,
Hey,
oh, go
I
ahead.
have a question before I continue. Galaxy, what is the latest version that's out right now available?
Galaxy, you mean as in
Is
Samsung phones?
the the phone, right? Yeah.
Is a 6.
Oh, the 7 is not available yet.
Yeah, no, 7 comes out. Oh, I should actually mention that. The 7 doesn't come out until I think in May, in March or March and May. I was gonna tell everybody and talk about it when they announced it, because the only rumor has it
Well,
out, so I wasn't
well,
gonna.
the reason why I ask is because my family and I took a walk up to a park by my house today, and there's this young kid there, about a 12-year-old kid, and he was telling me, and I've never seen the kid in my life, seemed to be a real nice kid, but I don't know if he's telling me stories or not. He told me he had a Galaxy 7, that he got it through some VIP website or some kind of VIP something or other. Is that possible?
He might have got a demo version. That could be possible.
A
Because it's coming
demo?
out. Yeah, it's coming out, and or a develop or a review version of it. But review versions they don't do until like it's closer to the date, which is not until a month from now. And I think it's March or May or something. But I mean, they do send review. I mean, Apple doesn't do it, but you know how they send them so they can like CNET can review it before it comes out. It's like say, yeah, it's really good or it's crappy, but it's not the full software on it. Um,
Right. Yeah.
did he have it with him? I'm just
He,
curious.
he didn't have it with him, but he said he had one. He was telling me, small talk. He was telling me how he's into computers and how he can whatever. But he was from Poland, so he had a bit of an accent. So I don't know if I was understanding him the correct way, but he told me he had a Galaxy 7, and I thought, how can that be? Is that even possible? So I don't know if the kid was full of crap or not, but I just thought that was interesting.
Ah,
I wanted to ask
interesting,
you.
interesting. So 12-year-old kid got a review unit. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, no, it's possible. They could have given him a
Okay.
review unit, yeah, or a developer unit too. They do have those available, but that's usually closer to the date. And I guess it is kind of close. I guess they could have it because I mean the pictures are out of what it looks like, but they're from China. I mean they're not here yet. So, interesting.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
What else you got?
my next thing is about Windows Phone going to a constraint halt. Going to a halt. Sales have just plummeted. I mean, not even selling for this quarter.
For the iPhones? Why is that?
Well, I mean, these are Windows Phone. Is because of the
Oh,
fact.
Windows.
Yeah,
I thought
Windows
you said
phones. Oh no,
iPhone. You said
iPhones. They
Windows
sell
phones.
like
Okay.
hotcakes, man.
Right.
They sell like
Right.
hotcakes. But they were saying that because of the apps and just no one's really gotten interested into it, and that they need to hurry up with that Windows 10 mobile. They need the apps. And why I wanted to say that is I'm hoping if anybody from Microsoft is listening, they really do need to put either some because all the Google apps are missing from it. You kind of have you have like a I want to say you have like a YouTube app, but it's not made by Google. and you have like, because on the iPhone you have Google stuff. You know, basically, your Google stuff works better than the Google stuff on Android sometimes. You know, which
Yeah,
sucks.
yeah, yeah.
But you do have a Google app ecosystem. So you know, of course, we're Androids. We have Google ecosystem, and but Microsoft doesn't have that Google ecosystem thing going, and so even their Facebook app is done by them. It's not even done by Facebook. You know, it's done by Microsoft. So,
Yeah,
eh,
why? I mean, why are they sitting on their butts? I mean, why wouldn't they try to make it better?
well, they are trying it Windows 10. It's just that it's just that most developers don't see the time in developing any apps for it. You know, there's the two main. I mean, it takes time to make an app. It takes time to make an ISO app. It takes time to make an Android app. Sometimes
Yeah,
they
but
go to
how long have
ISO
these phones
first.
been? There's so much competition with these damn phones. I mean, come on, every single phone out there has Facebook and has all these apps, except for the Windows phone. Why the hell would you want a Windows phone if it doesn't have the apps?
Yeah, you wouldn't. I bought it because I just wanted something different. That's
Mm-hmm.
why I got it, because I just was like, you know what,
Well,
I don't want an
yours is a
iPhone.
secondary phone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mine's in case mine goes out because I've realized, oh my God, I don't have a phone. If I lose this, I'm done. You know, no phone for me. Nobody's calling me, or I'm not
And
calling anybody.
how would a day, be a day unless someone could get a hold of Brandon? I mean, my
Yes,
God, we got to get a hold of this
I am
guy.
in a very important person, so yes.
You
Uh-huh.
really are correct about that.
Yes, but I plus, I mean, it's a safety thing. I guess I feel comfortable with that phone, with a phone. Maybe because I've had a phone since, I don't know, 98, 97. And how many years is that?
Hmm.
That's almost, we're going on almost 20 years. So,
A
um,
long
yeah, a
time.
long time, or no, 10, yeah, 20 years. So I've always had a phone. So maybe that's a comfort thing. I don't know. But I just
Hmm.
thought that was interesting since I got a Windows phone, and I kind of like it. That's the one thing that I like it. That's the one thing that would stop me from getting another one is there's no apps. There's no apps.
Yep.
So,
You got
um,
it.
I see you have a couple of tech stories. You wanna?
I do. Hold on. What did
Yeah,
I
you
thought I
said
talked about
cable.
him already.
Oh, yeah, you did. Oh, cable company removing the. Okay, you did. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's it.
So
Yep.
yeah, yep, that's it. So that's really it for me on tech news.
Yeah.
I know I haven't. I could go throughout the whole entire what the whole entire month or wait 2 months that we were off, but I'm not going to do that because you could go to Tech Pop Boom on our Facebook page and just scroll. They're
Yeah.
all
Yep.
there. They're all there. So, do you have any music? You haven't done any music in a while.
I wanted to talk about a band that who released an album in I think in the last month or so. It's a band called the I Don't Cares, and it's with Paul Westerberg, who sings and plays guitar, and Juliana Hatfield, who also sings. And I tell you what, it really surprised me. This is a really, really great album. I've never been a big fan of Paul Westerberg. I've liked Juliana Hatfield. I'm assuming I don't know if Juliana Hatfield's playing on. I'm assuming she's playing bass, but I don't know for sure. But she does sing on it. It's really strong. It's a strong album. Great songwriting. It's a definite thumbs up. So any music geeks out there, if you're a fan of Paul Westerberg, I mean, you don't have a choice. You need to go out and you need to hear this. Um, so it's great. The I Don't Cares. Check that out. It's a great album. Another band I discovered. They're older, but they're new to me. A band called Royal Blood. They're a two-piece. It's a drummer and a bass player, and I'm a big time fan of the bass. And the guy basically, I guess it really isn't anything new. It's like a White Stripes kind of vibe, but um, it's just a bass and drums. But the bass player plugs into like a distortion pedal or something, so it's almost like a guitar. Man, it's heavy. The band's called Royal Blood. The album is self-titled, and I don't even know when the heck this album came out. But if you haven't heard it, check it out. Royal Blood, good album. And last but not least, uh, I can't remember if I mentioned this in one of the podcasts or not, but I have just recently, Motorhead is one of those bands that has been around forever, and the lead singer Lemmy Kilmister just died not too long ago. And I've always wanted to get into Motorhead, but they've had so many albums out, I didn't know where to start. So I had gotten a hold of one of my buddies who happens to be on a podcast called Three Sides of the Coin, and I shot him a message and say, "Hey, listen, Motorhead, I know nothing about him. Where do I start?" He recommended an album called No Remorse, which is basically almost like a best of the first few years of the band. And that was all I needed, man. Now I'm off and running, and I've been listening to basically their whole discography. So I'm by no means an expert, but man, I tell you what, I have a huge appreciation for Motorhead, which is I always wanted to, but again, there was just so much stuff. I just didn't know where to go. I didn't know who to turn to. I didn't know where to start, and that was the perfect album to start with. So if anyone's out there who just loves metal, and if you don't know anything about Motorhead, I didn't. I thought No Remorse is a really cool album. That being said, the Ramones in a way to me are almost like not the Ramones. Motorhead to me is almost in a way like the Ramones, where any album you listen to is great. You're gonna find something great in it. Even there's some albums that are better than others, but even the bad ones, there's always good stuff to listen to. So I'm a big fan of Motorhead lately. I've been listening to a lot of that, and I've been loving the hell out of it. So my recommendations are anything by Motorhead. Check out the I Don't Cares and Royal Blood. So how I like them apples.
Oh, okay. Well, I have one. The Deadpool score was pretty cool.
And moving on.
Yes, and moving on. I thought the Deadpool, yeah, I mean, yeah. Since you saw it and since you heard it, I thought that was a
Yeah,
really
it's a
good score.
great movie. You know what? I heard a song over the weekend. Have you heard that song X's and O's by a girl named Elle King?
No.
I'm going to see if I can play it, and you can cut it out of the podcast if you want to. Actually, I'm not going to play it.
I can
Anyway,
look it
there's a
up on
song called,
YouTube. Yeah, I can look it up on YouTube.
yeah, there's a singer, her name is Elle King. I knew nothing about her. I just happened to see her on the Grammy Awards, and I thought, who in the hell is this? The song sounded kind of catchy. I don't listen to the radio, so I knew nothing about the song. So I looked it up, and I really liked the song a lot. I thought it was a cool tune. It's really catchy. Um, and come to find out, this girl, Elle King, she's the daughter of Rob Schneider, and Rob Schneider is the guy in all those Adam Sandler movies.
No way.
Yeah, it's his daughter. And you would never in a million years, because she's got tattoos all over the place. She's a bit hefty, which there's nothing wrong with that. God bless her. I hope she's happy, you know. But I just in a million years would never have thought that that was Rob Schneider's daughter. And
No
I,
way.
yeah. So check her out. Her name is Elle, Elle King. She has an album out called Love Stuff, and her song is X's and O's. It's again, I was listening to it in the living room the other day. My wife's like, "What are you listening to that song for?" I like, "I never heard it before." She said, "What do you mean you never heard it? It's been on the radio forever." Like, well, and my wife knows,
She's into the
she's not
pop
obsessed with
culture
music like
thing.
I am.
Yeah, she's in the
No,
pop
not
culture.
no, she's not into pop culture at
Oh, is
all.
she? Oh, she's not.
No, she's not. No, not at all. So for her to know anything music, and not me, that was pretty much saying something. You don't know who Elle King is?
You
Like, no, I
you know
don't. I
what?
really
You've been
don't.
slipping. That's what it means.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. Well, she's not really hard. She's more, I guess, I was maybe more pop rock, but at any rate, it doesn't matter. I'll take the hit. I thought it was a fun song, X's and O's. I mean, it's not new. I just thought it
I'm
was
gonna listen to it.
interesting that was Rob Schneider's daughter.
I'm gonna
It's a
post
cool
it
tune.
on our show notes, but I'm gonna listen to it after our podcast.
Yeah, it's a
So,
cool tune.
but let me see. Oh! Someone asked me. Speaking of music, someone asked me about our podcast on how I put the music at the very beginning. Um, so I
Yeah.
forgot I was gonna say that, and I said, well, I'll just listen to the podcast. Sorry, you have to listen to this long. I should have did this in the beginning because I just thought about it now. But the music is done by actually Cinescore.
Hmm.
It's a program by Sony. Every time that Scott starts, okay. I have no clue what Scott's going to say in his introduction. So I'm sitting here and I'm counting 1, 2, 3 in my head. Okay, I'm seeing how many seconds it is before I get to what I get to say. And what I do is I can edit the music up to where I can add endings, I can add beginnings. So I kind of compose it after I'm done with the show. So when Scott, when at our last show, I think when your son, the Tech Pop Boom, I had it like perfect because I edited it to the music. So and that's how I do it. It's the program's not even out yet. I mean, not out yet. It's been out, but they don't make it anymore. No, Sony stopped making that. So I had it for a while, and that's what I do. And it's royalty free, so I don't go on copyright infringement. And then other music would be harder to do. So I liked it. So someone asked me.
Yeah, I thought it sounded cool. I thought it was pretty cool.
So I thought since you were talking about music, I'd talk about that. Other than that, that is really it for our podcast. Unless Scott has something. Oh, whoops.
I have nothing else to offer other than my good looks, which you cannot see via a podcast.
No, you cannot. Maybe his Facebook page.
They're there.
But
this is the end of our show. Thank you for listening, everybody. Episode 2, Season 2, 2-2.
2-2.
And Tootaloo, everybody.
Yes.
Thanks for listening. Go to our website, www.techpopboom. Check out Brandon's awesome work.
Yes.
He deserves a pat on the back. And let him know what a great job he did.
Yes.
And thank you, everybody. And we will see you in a few weeks.
Yep. Peace, everybody.
Bye.